What up, YouTube world? It's your boy Oda Sun back with another episode on Oda Sunny. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So today we are reviewing the Poneyglyph Part 2. There's not a lot that we can take from it, but just a quick review. Then I'll go over some things that I wanted to address, maybe even make future videos on. Now, first thing we see is this big spread with Blackbeard and Shanks, half Blackbeard's face, half of Shanks' face, and I think that's going to be the next two adversaries that we see. And going further down, we see the confirmation of the fall of the two Yonkos, which is big because nowhere in that does it say that the two emperors are dead or died. All it says is that they've fallen. They question if this will vanquish the emperors vie for control. So like, will the downfall of two emperors just collapse the whole system is what I'm taking from that. Then we go into the Gorosei, which they say their famous line, the time for a great cleansing has come. And we haven't seen that yet, so that kind of bores me. I'm tired of them just talking about it and them doing something about it, which, granted, might actually be what's going on, because the next thing we see is the big scoops coming out of the reverie. Sabo's status. We see everybody reacting to Sabo. It does not address what Sabo's status is. It's just that something shocking happened to Sabo while he was trying to free Kuma. Now, I think the most shocking thing in this position would be that Sabo killed Kuma in the heat of battle. And I think that's why everybody is reacting the way they are and saying, no, Sabo, it can't be so. Say you didn't. Which, I don't know if he really killed him or if that's going to be like a reverse Uno card. But I'll say that he had to do with his death. I'll say that. I don't think Sabo's captured. I don't think Sabo's dead. And I think this is a big indication on what it means. Okay, and big news, Morgan has 3 clues for us. A fatality, a attempted murder, and the voting results, which the voting results came in, which is the disbandment of the Shishibukai. Let me try that again. And the voting came in, which I think the voting is the disbandment of the Shishibukai. And Buggy is there, and we see his reaction, of course, the Buggy reaction that we usually see. And then we see Draco Mihawk, which I think is an indication that Draco joined Buggy. And that's already a theory that I've gone over. I don't wanna over elaborate on that theory, but we do see Sabo going after Hancock, and I think that's the capture that we're hearing about. Actually, it doesn't really say a capture, but I'm just assuming that there's a capture. Now we then press forward to the Shishibukai again, but more specifically the CP9, and just the whole situation that was going down and how they didn't believe that Kaido was going to lose, and if he did somehow lose, what they were going to do. Everything they've been basically saying so far has not come true, so I don't hold a lot of weight into that. But the most interesting pieces by far coming up. So the most interesting pieces to me, one was Marshall D. Teach and Red Hair Shanks and everything that they've basically been doing along the lines, because whenever we get something from Blackbeard, we typically also get something from Shanks. And one of the biggest red flags that I see in this is that Bartholomew went into Red Hair Shanks' territory and it doesn't tell us if he understands the severity of what he's doing, and he definitely does not know the relationship between him and Luffy. So I think that's going to be a cause for conflict. As soon as Red Hair Shanks sees Luffy, I think he's going to throw an attack at him, and it's going to be like a serious attack. Like, what do you think you're doing trying to take my territories? Like, all right, you want to take them? Let's run them hands, run them pockets, bro. Boy, I'm about to take that straw hat back from your dead body. But eventually they'll both cool down and realize it was an honest mistake. But I think Red Hair Shanks has that type of energy.
And I also want to do a video about what would have happened if Luffy hadn't been knocked out when Shanks showed up. Because Shanks literally said to anybody and everybody at that point, if you still want to fight, you gotta fight me. And I think in that position, if Luffy's not knocked out and he saw his brother die by Sasaki, and let's just give Luffy post time skip strength, so he still has hockey, but just weak hockey, he's still gonna try to fight, and so he's gonna challenge Shanks. But anyway, let me know if you want to see that video, and I'll definitely make that.
And it just talks about how sneaky Red Hair Shanks has been moving. Almost just as sneakily as Blackbeard. I think they're equally sneaky. But moving down, because I'm not doing a big... All of this is basically the same information that we've gone over, so you guys could definitely check it out if you want to. There's not a lot of new information, so I don't want to bore you with the same thing. We do see a bunch of graded swords. Now this is pretty epic, because we now know that swords find who they want to carry them in a way, and almost everybody in the verse has a name. Actually, I think everybody in the verse has a name sword. We just don't know. Out of the 12 Supreme Wazamano blades, we've only seen 2 of them held by Goldie Roger, which is Ace, and also by Edward Newgate and Mary Kumogiri. But yeah, we see a lot of the other listed swords that we've already known. The most epic part of this, in my personal opinion, are the Kaido sketches, because his hybrid form was just so sick before. I think more terrifying than what his form ended up being, and honestly some of the concept sketches I liked more than what we got. This one especially, if you look at this one, he just kind of looks like a full-on cat dragon, and then his body just looks like what you would expect an onigiri to look like. So I think that's the perfect crop. I think his appearance now is more human dragon than onigiri dragon. So I would like a little bit more onigiri dragon. But everything else was kind of mid-tier. I like Jack's initial concept. I don't know if I'm seeing this right, but I see him having 4 like elephant legs in the back, and then still having his hands, which is, I think, what his initial form was. We didn't get a long view of it, but that might have been it. And we see a bunch of different versions of what King could have looked like. In my personal opinion, I think we have the second best version. There's one with curly hair. I always love characters and just people with curly hair in general. So, and then we just got a bunch of things from Black Maria was almost a dinosaur. I think that would have been super cool. So everybody, if we would have seen this before we saw Black Maria, I don't think any of the rumors about her betraying Kaido would have probably came about. The Toby Ropos, they were mid. I ain't even gonna hold you. They were mid. I liked Alti just like everybody else. X Drake had its moments. Sasaki, low tier. Who's Who, low tier. Page 1, low tier. I mean, most of the Flying Six, most of the Toby Roppo were kind of mid tier. Not gonna lie to you, not gonna hold you. And we get this big clue, and they basically are telling us to really focus on that one line. I was the one who gave you that fruit. Like, that has so much importance, because we've seen it time and time again. We see it twice here, twice on the concept art. What does that mean? I have a few ideas. I'm gonna make a video about it, but that is all we got so far. No new chapter. It's heartbreaking. I know. My heart's breaking as well. But I think one more week and then we're back at it, and we can start watching our favorite manga again. So that's all I got for you today. I definitely want to make a future video. If that's all I got for you guys today, I definitely want to make a future video on who the 10th commander of Blackbeard's pirate crew is. And I personally think, because everybody thinks it's Aokiji, I personally think it is Aokiji, and it isn't. I think it's going to be Aokiji's fruit, and the Blackbeard pirates are going to turn on Aokiji because they obviously know he's a mole, and they're going to take his fruit. And the 10th commander might be somebody that we know, might be somebody that we don't know, but for certain, he's going to have the Ice Devil fruit. And I don't know who he's going to go up against on the street.
Actually, I think Robin's going to be the person that's going to face the 10th commander, and I think the 10th commander is going to be a female that, of course, gets Aokiji's powers. And I think that's because Aokiji, of course, saved her twice, so ties a perfect knot to their story, knowing she couldn't save him, and now she has to beat him.
But that might be a video on itself. I definitely want to make another video on Bartholomew. Definitely want to see what's going on with him crossing over to Shanks' territory, because Shanks went to go give his approval at a wedding. So he's obviously a man of honor. So do you think you can just run up on his territory, take down his flag, because that's what we saw, take down his flag, put up Luffy's flag, his protege, the person he started off, and he's not going to have something to say about it? I think he's either going to kill Bartholomew, or Luffy gonna have to pay for what one of his alliance members did, and he's not gonna like the smoke. But anyway, those are the videos I want to go over. Thanks for watching. If you did watch till the end, like, subscribe, comment, tell me what I'm doing right, tell me what I'm doing wrong. I'm Otis Son. You've been on the seas of my mind, and until next tide, be water, my friends, and we'll see you on the Otis Sun.